Okay, Nerd Squad, we have no delay. It is 9:21 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Tuesday, February 25th, 2025. This is a consensual recording of Mystic Gwen pursuant to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I'm not an employee of the FBI, but I've been authorized to state I am an informant since the last week of June 2024. That being said, this live stream is going to serve more as an update than a typical live stream. That's because of a series of reasons that I'm going to go over in this live stream. To begin with, if this live stream ends for any reason without me orally and explicitly telling you the end time, you know already that I didn't end it and that the domestic terrorist responsible for 250 separate criminal actions perpetrated against me over the course of 2 years in a matter of days are the ones to blame, i.e. Unit 207, i.e. the North Everett Precinct, i.e. DCYF et al. Now, that being said, some of you may be wondering why there hasn't been another live stream video posted. Others of you may have anticipated one at around 1 a.m. tomorrow. And the reason for that is that today, after I ended the live stream that I ended and immediately started a new one for, after making it public, Unit 207 ended the last public one. They ended it for me, but I had a new live stream up and rolling less than 2 minutes later. Anyway, during that period of time, I decided to make YouTube live streams and to utilize all of the different ways in which they have knowingly and willfully and intentionally decided to perpetrate acts of domestic terrorism, decided to obstruct justice, decided to tamper, i.e. with the live streams. So what does that mean? In layman's terms, it means that I logged into Spotify. I listened to some podcasts. I put on YouTube videos. And then I screen shared on all of my live streams showing all the different hacks and ways that they had gone into the network on my operating system and ways that they're overriding my ownership of this device like they've done to over 9 devices they've destroyed, totaling thousands of dollars. Cell phones and laptops, including 2 of my son's laptops just since Saturday before last. And so that's what I did. So I'm going to quickly give you a little span of the living room. The living room, remember, the front door hasn't been open since January 2nd, per the FBI's instructions, except for after 19 days of plotting and scheming by the child abusers upstairs and kidnappers and endangerers and fraudsters and thieves and mail tamperers and domestic terrorists and stalkers and ADA violators, yada, yada, yada. Used the 2 boys they had been abusing for over a year and that they had facilitated the premeditated kidnapping of, following having them abused and indoctrinated, to pull off that breaking and entering that they couldn't stop plotting and scheming and discussing for the 19 days prior, all of which I reported over and over and over again, which they rejected the day of, less than 12 hours before, less than 2 hours before, and even an hour after it became actionable. That was aggravated child endangerment. The FBI said that was a duh and a big no-no. Anyway, the door's not only been closed per the FBI's instructions, they had me place some large nails a certain depth into the wood and in certain places where they feel confident that it will prevent the North Everett Precinct of Stalkers. That's what they renamed them, remember, last month. Previously, they were the Precinct of Fraudsters. From being able to open the door for a few minutes to make sure I'm able to get a live stream rolling in the event that they do. Then you'll see my living room window is obstructed by a large red sheet. There's also 2 different curtains below that red sheet that you can't see through except for at nighttime if you have a flashlight on either side. And there's a series of decor that the Unit 207 in the North Everett Precinct have repeatedly been caught on live streams ripping off in order to stare into my home. And the FBI told me I could make a bunch of little drawings of my middle finger and stick them up in little spots in the window where they had pulled down decoration. or I could obstruct it in some other way. And I chose that red sheet last month. And then you've got just the normal living room. I'm doing this because the FBI wants me to just give everybody a view of what could theoretically be seen from the outside, which is nothing. And then, that being said, you're going to need to click on all of the preceding live streams, and there's not that many, that are published as public from the evening of 2/23 to present. Read the description of each and every one of those videos, and you'll find out additional details. And if you don't know what's going on and you want to know what's going on in the long range before that, then you're going to want to search on my YouTube channel for Mystic Gwen versus the North Everett Precinct of Fraudsters, the Stalker, the Extortionist, et al., and listen to a video published in December or early January. December of this year or early January of this year. I believe it was the end of December. I think it might have been December 29th, maybe the 30th. Anyway, again, just search on my YouTube channel, that little search box that's directly above where it says lives on my YouTube channel. Mystic Gwen versus the North Everett Precinct of Fraudsters. That video is almost 2 hours long. And then you're going to need to search for the video 2/16 3 a.m. debrief. That's also just under 2 hours long. And that covers everything that needed to be addressed this month. And then after you know all of that information, the video's descriptions that I've pointed you to will greatly assist. Other than that, there's nothing really new to update. This domestic terrorist organization is set on breaking and entering, terminating the live stream in order to do so, perpetrating a series of frauds, obstructing, tampering. I mean, the FBI said they obstruct justice at every turn. That's so true. They're in a cycle of subterfuge and a downward spiral, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, per the FBI's instructions, I'm to record all of my live streams while they're in private, then make them public either when they tell me to or whenever I feel so inclined. Now today, because I was baiting them and then logging and sharing the screen with the criminal activity that they were perpetrating, the obstruction and tampering, there's multiple videos. So I'm now going to share my screen with you. Here we go. So you are now looking at my screen. See the live stream over here. This is my task manager bar. We're going to click up here. And as soon as I click that, you'll see this. These icons are from the domestic terrorist organization upstairs. They're fake browsers. We're going to end process for spare renderer. We're going to type up here studio.youtube.com. There'll be a long delay for the page to load, but I want to show you the live streams that ran today. So you just see there were live streams running the whole of today. Because those live streams aren't going to be set to public. The only one I'm going to set to public for the time being is the one that's already. Now you'll see on the right-hand side under here, it says service worker and then HTTPS YouTube. This is actually domestic terrorists upstairs, stalkers, child abusers, kidnappers, thieves, fraudsters, ADA violators from Unit 207 and multiple preceding live streams, some of which I'm going to show you. Just magically disappeared. It also says dedicated worker and a litany of other things. And we've gone into the Chrome operating system on this device, and we've seen that they've manually added themselves in here. They're sharing my device via illegal and criminal hacking to obstruct justice. I'm clicking on this because this video, as far as I know, didn't have any issues. So I'm trying to see why it was partially blocked. Oh goodness, who's surprised? This just in, the FBI has confirmed something that I already knew. One of the individuals they're the most excited to throw in prison was on the property today, especially between 1 a.m. and 1 p.m. She was also upstairs debriefing everybody and instructing them to proceed with their domestic terrorism at around 3 and 3:30. She was outside actively stalking me and trying to berate other people into perpetrating felonies on her behalf for over 12 hours today and the day before yesterday and the day before that. Extra crazy. Anyway, as you'll see here, we're on the channel contact. I'm clicking on lives because this will show you my lives, and I'm just going to basically scroll down and show you. Oh, this should not still be running. That's because of Unit 207. Unit 207 is dumb as fuck. Let's click the edit. Okay, well, this is the video that shouldn't even be running. The only reason it's actually showing here that it's still running is because Unit 207 is actively hacked into this video. Like, literally, I'm not going to state the reasons why it's not running, but this is the video that you're watching. The one above it is the only one that's running. And there's no way that this one could be running unless there was somebody logged into my Google account upstairs pretending to be me. That's the only way it could be running. Anyway, we'll ignore that. We'll scroll down. A lot of these that say upcoming, these are live streams that Unit 207 criminally and illegally blocked from initiation that were abandoned. So they're just ignore those. Abandoned in the sense that they prevented them from functioning, and then the superseding ones did function. We have to get down here, though, in order to see the live streams that did record today, including that one that we just went past that Unit 207 is hacked into upstairs. And ergo, it's still recording, apparently. Okay, we're going to maximize this screen just so you can see. And also because I need to snag this right here. Whoop. Slurp it up. All right. We'll throw these in for the updates on the very live stream you're watching. So I'm clicking on your live stream that you're watching. I'm popping them right there. Whoop. We'll leave that open, though, because I believe there's some more that we'll need to go over. So this live stream began at 6:25 p.m. It ran for 2 hours, 4 minutes, 5 seconds, as you can see right here. We're not going to do anything with this video. This video is set visibility-wise to private, as you can see for yourself. Again, this is the live stream that was recording right before I began this one. It should say that there was an end time of like 1 hour and 17 minutes. It doesn't, because 7 is pretending like they're me and actively recording themselves. You guys should end that. Anyway, this is also set to private. We'll scroll back down so you can see some of the other private videos for today. Here's the one we were just looking at, 2 hours. Then we have one that began at 4:49 p.m. that ran for 1 hour and 59 minutes and 32 seconds. Then we have one that began at 4:24 p.m. Remember, this one began at 4:49. This one ran for 45 minutes and 21 seconds. Then we have the live stream that I began right after I made the last one that I made public. This is the last one I made public. 2:5121 a.m. Unit 207 NEP terrorists changing plans for weekend break-in / terrorism / tampering / obstruct. This one ran for 3 hours, 14 minutes, and 21 seconds. Just so you can see, the biggest span of time when there wasn't a live stream running today was roughly 5 minutes. But all of these videos are set to private visibility. That means only I can see them. And the domestic terrorists upstairs that are currently recording themselves right here. And this is the video that you're watching right now. I am going to scroll right back down, though. I think there was another update that I needed to copy from since I'm publishing this video. The video you're watching it because it's public. Okay. 4:21 p.m. This has an update, and this has one at 3:27. So let me click on here. We have 6:25, 3:32. I don't see that 4 o'clock one. Well, whatever the 4 o'clock something one is, I don't have an update on this. So clicking on here, let's see what this 4:21 update says. 4:21, I allow domestic terrorist mail. Yeah. Oh no, this must be on there because I saw the bottom part. Okay, so I just showed you that, remember, so you could see that there's been live streams rolling all day since the last one that I made public. This one I am going to make public. All of these live streams that ran today, including the one that's still running and recording Unit 207 upstairs right now, right here. That's so weird. And this one that you're watching. Have been set to private, except for the one that I ended at 1 something p.m. But they were set to private primarily because of the fact that Unit 207, again, I was allowing them to hack my device and terminate live streams in every way I'd previously seen them do it. And then I shared the screen with the people watching the live stream while we watched as they illegally and criminally terminated live streams and perpetrated a series of obstruction and tampering and whatnot. And I did say, some of you might be like, oh, well, that wasn't nice. Did you trick them? Did you trap them? Did you bait them? And the answer to that is that these individuals who haven't blown the whistle are going to prison. They attempted to throw a shitload of people in prison just so that they wouldn't get in trouble at their job. So what does that mean? That means that I do not feel bad for them at this point. So I am going to write in here 2:25, 9:39. This is the video you're watching, by the way. 9:39 p.m. Lives running 24/7. Oh, Unit 207 is actively trying to terminate this. A woman upstairs just said no. But as you, that's what was just attempted by a male upstairs, and a woman said no. 24/7. I'm running live stream set to private as I show in this video. Live 24/7. Set to private until I post as public. We're saving at 9:41 p.m. PST. As you saw in the beginning of this live stream, just there on the left-hand corner, Unit 207 actively attempting to terminate this live stream. And you can see right here how they've been able to do that previously is by making a 0 here that bounces up here to be a 0 as well. And so why were they able to do that? Because as you remember, this opened up in their domestic terrorist browser. So we're going to end that. And now that's not going to work for them unless I open up a podcast or a video. But there is one alternative thing they've done repeatedly when I've gone to sleep in their desperation. And that is move this little cursor. You're looking at my screen. See the cursor? On the right-hand side, see it's going in a circle. While I'm asleep, going over here to the YouTube live stream and clicking to end the live stream. or going over here into my task manager and clicking on this and ending it. They've done both. So for the last 24 hours when I've gone to sleep, I've left it on screen share for the YouTube live stream. Now again, like you just saw for yourself, if you were paying attention on the left-hand side, and I orally addressed real quickly, Unit 207 is doing a great job of proving their criminal intention and commitment to the domestic terrorist organization they're in. Remember, the whistleblowers are just as much a victim as me. And on that note, I am going to write in here, read descriptions in 223 evening live into 225. Then this. Now, the female and the male domestic terrorist upstairs that really think that their skills in domestic terrorism are so incredible and that they weren't baited all day long today are already planning on attempting to terminate the live stream while I sleep. But remember, that screen recorder is going to be on. And I'm not going to be running any more podcasts or videos this evening. So I will tell everybody who's watching this, you need to read the descriptions in the 223 evening live into 225. All right, live streams instead of live. Then this. Saving. And now we're going to go back to the task manager. Enchanté. We're going to open this back up again. Click edit, and we're going to get rid of the ability to have chat featured in this video. We're going to save that. Share, so you're back in my living room. Woo! Hoo-ha, hoo-ha. Back in the living room. And we are going to set this video to public for public consumption. And then I'm going to start a new live stream that will be running. And that should run for many, many hours, unless the domestic terrorists upstairs utilize my cursor and get caught doing so while I'm sleeping, or my task manager and get caught doing so while I'm sleeping, as again, the live stream will be sharing the screen like we were just doing a moment ago. So on that note, now we're going to do a series of things before I end this live stream. We're opening up a new window. This is the Domestic Terrorist Organization's window. That's their browser. We're going to end that. We're going to end this. Boom, boom. Then everything that opens up here is Unit 207's Domestic Terrorist Organization's doing. Again, those live streams I'm not making public today. Those show you exactly what they are actually doing. They think they're really smooth right now because they think they accomplished a lot today and they've finally found the ultimate hack. But they only think that amongst the two individuals upstairs that are going to prison for the rest of their life. And let me assure you, there's more than two upstairs. Okay, 9:47 p.m. PST. Ending this live stream, and a new one should initiate in 2 minutes or less.